Good afternoon and welcome into the First Alert Action 2 News newsroom. My name is Brittany Schmidt. I'll be taking you through our afternoon fastcast here and all of the stories that we are following. I do want to get to a story right away out of Two Rivers. It is really important. We've got it shared on our Facebook, so please go there and share it. It only takes a few seconds. So Two Rivers police are searching for a missing toddler, a 3-year-old named Elijah Vu. He was last seen in the 3900 block of Mishicot Road in Two Rivers at 8 a.m. this morning. Elijah is of Hmong and white descent with dark brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing gray pants and an unknown shirt or shoes. He is possibly carrying a red and white plaid blanket. If you have any information that would help locate Elijah, please contact police at 920-686-7200. Again, he is 3 years old. He was last seen this morning at 8 a.m. near the 3900 block of Mishicot Road in Two Rivers. Police have not released any other details at this point, but we have a crew on the way there to aid in getting more information out about this missing toddler. Another story we're following today is a $2 million cash bond was set for Annika Winter Trudell. She is a suspect in a Fond du Lac homicide case that we've been following. Last week, Trudell was arrested for first-degree reckless homicide in connection with the death of Ashley Ann Callow. During today's hearing, the state also listed Dawson Miller as a co-defendant in the case. The Fond du Lac Police Department responded to West Follett Street and North Main Street for a report of a single vehicle car crash last Tuesday. Police say the vehicle ended up striking landscaping bricks and came to a rest on top of a cluster of bushes. And they are investigating this case as a homicide of Ashley Ann Callow. So much more on that tonight as well. Jumping over to a few other stories that we're following today, and this was bright and early this morning. Emily Byer was there for the State of the Broadway District. They made new announcements and updates on several projects that are in the works. The upcoming draft, of course, was announced several times as many nonprofits, businesses, and city leaders focus on what needs to happen over the next year to get ready for that. Some highlights included updates on the public market. Today, organizers said they've now hit 50% of their $12.5 million fundraising goal for the projects. There were also details on some newly proposed projects, including the truck yard at the Tarleton, plus updates on housing projects and much more. Emily Byer on this one for us today, so she'll have an update tonight on Action 2 News. And if you are ready to vote, the polls are open. They've been open since 8 a.m. this morning. I'll pull up that here for you so that, they've been open since 7 a.m. this morning. They close at 8 p.m. tonight. If you are in line by 8 p.m., you are allowed to vote. If you want to figure out what's going on in your area, on your ballot, head to WBAY.com/links. There we go. I didn't have the full screen up for you, so you're probably like, what is she talking about? So here's the full screen. So polls open at 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You're allowed to vote if you're in line by 8 p.m. by state law. And then to figure out what's on your ballot, head to WBAY.com/links. We know that a big race in the Menasha area is who is taking over the mayor's seat. Some other big races are Winnebago County Circuit Court Judge, an Amarillo Mayor, Neenah School Board, and Green Bay City Council positions. And you can find a full list of those, and then we'll have the results on WBAY.com/elections as well. Jason Zimmerman is out there for us right now, and he is going to have an update on voter turnout and all of that tonight on Action 2 News. All right, let's head outside for a little bit. Let's see, where do we want to, here, this looks like a nice camera today, a nice shot there showing our Shawano Skycam. All right, and then to talk a little bit more about it, because it looks really nice out. Let's bring in Keith Gibson here, our meteorologist. What are you seeing outside? I see sun and I see some nice temps.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a mix of sun and clouds. As you mentioned, it's very nice. Temperatures really ranging from The upper 30s, low 40s lakeside where it's a little bit cooler. Inland areas, including Green Bay, many of us in the 50s, low 50s.
Woo-hoo.
The big 50 right now in Green Bay at the top of the hour, but right now we are about 2:37 according to my clock. But it is very mild across the region. It's a little bit gusty. We have an onshore flow off Lake Michigan, so it is a little bit cooler near the lake, but these winds will be easing going into the evening and the overnight, and it won't be as breezy tomorrow, but we're going to stay mild. Now, this evening, pretty quiet. We've had some scattered clouds around and some sunshine. We'll thin out those clouds a little bit. Most of the evening will be in the 30s, and we'll cool down into the 30s and 20s tonight across the region. Keep in mind the average low right now, Brittany, is 15, so way above that, and it means if we're going to have a really mild night, we're going to have a really mild day again tomorrow. Perhaps a little bit warmer than today. I'm actually going with some low to mid 50s here across our inland areas on our Wednesday. Some cooler 40s lakeside, but that's still way above the average. And you're probably wondering, where in the heck is the real cold air?
I am.
Okay, well, let me answer that question. It is up in northern Canada, the North Pole, the Arctic, and over in Russia, primarily Siberia. It's locked up in there. And it's not really coming down here in any long-winded form or fashion. We think there's going to be a little bit of a cool down Friday, Saturday, so temperatures will cool down into the 30s. It's going to be blustery. Wind chills will be returning for a brief spell. And then we'll warm back up again. And it's also pretty dry, too, and we're desperate for rain or snow or just moisture in general. And we're highlighting the system out in the Pacific, way south of Alaska, but that energy you see right there, I got the little L on it, that's the area of low pressure. That could give us some rain, some snow, some wind, needed moisture by early next week, late Monday, Tuesday into Tuesday night. So that is our next weather maker, the next big item of interest, Brittany. But until then, we're just kind of waiting to see what happens. And I guess you can enjoy the warm weather, but we're just in desperate need of some winter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that we've got to check in with some of our farmers too and see what they're thinking as they start to look at their ground and crops and all of those things. I know that it was a while ago where we checked in with people who make maple syrup and tapping their trees, and it's good because they can start early, but then they're also worried that they didn't have enough moisture in the ground because that snowpack will melt over time and there just isn't any snowpack left.
And if you recall, last March we had that early warm-up, no snowpack, windy, warm weather, wildfires, grass fires, and
right.
I don't want to say that we're going to have that again this year, but signs are leading in that general direction. The snowpack is gone, it's dry, and it's been warm, and we'll see. But right now it's next week or bust as far as any active weather anytime soon.
We'll have to keep that on our radar. Okay, Keith, thanks so much. We'll see you at 4.
Sounds good.
All right, some of the other stories we are working on. We'll pull those up here for us. So at 4 o'clock tonight, we'll tell you a little bit more about House leaders in D.C. have launched a bipartisan task force on artificial intelligence. I know Brad, in his 3 brilliant minutes yesterday at 4:30, talked about a new type of AI that's used where you can basically type in and say, this is what I'm looking for video-wise, and then it creates a video for you. So the committee will explore how Congress can ensure Americans continue to lead the world in AI innovation, but also consider safeguards to protect the nation from current and emerging threats. So a little bit more about that as well. Looks like I might have a typo there in the 4:30. I should have checked that over a little bit more, but Chris Roth talks to Uncle Tom's Candy Store. That's what I was trying to type in there. Out in the Ellison Bay area, they are having their 50th anniversary. There will be a sale, and then all proceeds go to the House of Hope to serve homeless youth, single mothers, and families of Northeast Wisconsin. Again, I apologize for that. I'm missing that U right in front of Uncle, and I had another error there, so I apologize for that. At 5 o'clock, federal disaster assistance loans for businesses hit hard by mild winter. Governor Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin announced that federal disaster relief may be available for some Wisconsin businesses. It would really be for those winter-based businesses that have suffered some big losses this winter, just thanks to that mild weather that Keith and I were just talking about. And then tonight at 6, I have an exclusive series starting tonight. The first part will air tonight. The second part will air tomorrow at 6 p.m. And really what it is we are invited out to a special training for our local canine units, and our Brown Outagamie Bomb Squad team teamed up with the FBI for some training last fall, and really got an in-depth view of the training that they go through to make sure that events go off without a hitch. So we were at the Rush Center and the dogs were going through, and the reason the FBI is involved is because they were the only ones that were able to handle some of the material that these dogs were searching for. They were homemade explosive devices. And so the first part is we're at the Rush Center where they patrol often. The second part is really in that post-blast zone, and I can tell you a little bit more about that tomorrow because that one airs tomorrow. But tonight, I hope you check it out. It's Sniffing Out Danger tonight on Action 2 News at 6. We're the only ones invited to tag along, so it's a really cool experience, and just another layer of protection and what they're constantly kind of going through to make sure that they are ready for some of those big upcoming events like the draft and the RNC this summer and all of those things. Really quick, I just want to end this Fastcast with again that Two Rivers is looking for a missing toddler. Let me pull that up again for you so I can show you his picture. Two Rivers asking for help in locating 3-year-old Elijah Vu. He was last seen in the 3900 block of Mishicot Road in Two Rivers at 8 a.m. today. He is of Hmong and white descent. He has dark brown hair, brown eyes. He was last seen wearing gray pants and an unknown shirt or shoes. He is possibly carrying a red and white plaid blanket. If you have any information that would help locate Elijah, please contact police, the Two Rivers Police Department at 920-686-7200. Again, we've got that on our Facebook page as well. It takes you a few seconds to share that and get the word out. We do have a crew heading there right now to aid in the search, and we'll bring you much more information on all of these stories tonight on Action 2 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Until then, I hope you have a good one, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.